Creepy Chronicles.
This happened a couple of years ago. I was 15 years old, living in a small, quiet town where everyone knew each other. It was a peaceful place, or so I thought, until one unforgettable night. My parents were away for the weekend, leaving me in the care of my older sister. Let's call her Julie, for the sake of this story. She was 16 and loved the idea of being in charge. That night, we decided to watch a movie. Halfway through, there was a knock at the door. Julie paused the movie to check on the door, but there was no one there. We shrugged it off and went back to watch our movie. We weren't bothered because we thought it was just some neighborhood kids playing pranks. These knocks continued several times, and every time we checked, there was no one at the door, which made us pissed at the silly pranks, which were annoying at this point, or so we thought. It was late, so Julie and I eventually went to bed. Later that night, I woke up to a weird tapping sound on my window. I was scared because of the dark, but I mustered the courage to peek through the blinds. There, in the dim moonlight, I saw someone or something in all black standing in our backyard, just staring at the house. My heart raced. I bolted to Julie's room and woke her up. When we peeked outside again, the figure was gone. The next day, we called and told our parents about the incident, but they said it was probably just a homeless man or a neighbor's guest. But I couldn't shake off the feeling that something wasn't right. The following night, the tapping returned, more persistent this time. It sounded like someone was intentionally trying to scare us. I told Julie, and she called our parents, but there was no answer. We were alone and scared. Julie decided to call the police, but as soon as she picked up the phone, the tapping stopped. We felt relieved, but still uneasy. We tried to sleep, but a sudden loud bang from downstairs jolted us awake. Julie grabbed a flashlight, and we tiptoed downstairs. The living room was a mess. Books from the shelves were thrown onto the floor, and the couch cushions were scattered. Then we heard a whisper, a faint, eerie voice coming from the kitchen. We didn't dare to investigate the kitchen, as we were both terrified. It was singing a slow, haunting tune. Julie signaled for us to sneak back upstairs, but as we turned, the kitchen light flicked on by itself. We bolted upstairs, locked ourselves in my room, and pushed my dresser against the door. We huddled together, listening as footsteps started coming up the stairs, slow and heavy. They stopped right outside my room. The doorknob rattled gently, then more violently. We were trembling, holding each other tightly. The house went silent for a moment. Then a voice, soft and raspy, spoke from the other side of the door. "I know you're in there, kids." We didn't respond. The violent knocking resumed. It felt as though someone was even trying to kick down the door forcefully. After what felt like an eternity, the sound of footsteps finally receded. We stayed awake the whole night. In the morning, our parents came back and found us asleep in my room, the dresser still blocking the door. We explained everything, and they called the police. The officers found no signs of forced entry, but they did find footprints outside, beneath my window, and around the house. After that incident, my parents installed security cameras and an alarm system. The police patrols in our area increased, but the scariest part was that they never caught the person who stalked and terrified us that night. Sometimes, when I'm alone, I hear a faint tapping, and I freeze, wondering if it's just my imagination or if my stalker has returned.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe and smash that like button. Turn on the bell notification to get notified every time we upload a new video. You can also check out some more of our videos right here.